Is the Movi Cinema Robot the best smartphone gimbal on the market? It just might be. We'll start off with a quick unboxing. Definitely download the app and go watch their tutorials. Their getting started tutorials are really good. It comes with a foam case that will protect your investment. The case is definitely small. You can't really put any other accessories in there, but it does hold the gimbal itself very securely. The only thing that comes with the gimbal is a USB-C charging cable. This gimbal is really solid. That's the battery door, and we'll look inside that in a moment. It's nice that it comes with a way to mount this on a tripod or whatever you want to put it on. There's a record button and a button below that will trigger different aspects of the app. This gimbal has some weight to it. It's very sturdy, it's solidly built. It's made out of mainly plastic, but of course there are some metal components involved as well. It feels like a premium product, and it is. The price on this is more expensive than all the other smartphone gimbals. The phone mount is nice and it's very easy to use. I'll show that here in just a second. And here's the battery compartment, which is kind of nice. These are rechargeable, but they're also replaceable. Some of the other gimbals have a built-in battery that you can't replace, kind of like a smartphone. Out of all the smartphone gimbals I've used, this one feels and behaves the most like a traditional gimbal you would have for a mirrorless camera or a DSLR. To mount your phone, you simply squeeze the back and it opens the jaws. It's very easy to do too, I like that. And it will fit pretty much any phone on the market. This is an iPhone XS Max. Then you just slide it back and forth until the horizontal balance is close. Hit the power button and then it will balance the phone. A quick note here, this is a first impressions video. Right now I'm just looking, does this gimbal shoot smooth footage? We'll go into more detail on how to use this gimbal in an upcoming review video. So this shot here was the very first time I'd ever shot with this gimbal. And I have to say, I was really impressed right out of the box. I'm using the default majestic mode, and this is probably the smoothest gimbal I've ever used without any practice whatsoever. Hey, there's my cameo. This footage is straight out of the app. No color correction, no post-stabilization, nothing like that. Now walking over the roots of this tree right here in the rocks, I actually almost tripped. And the gimbal held really well. Very surprised again at how smooth this was. This was the second shot I did. And then walking on this path and crossing this bridge, there's a little bit of up and down motion, but not much. And as I come over this bridge here, this path was really rough. I actually stumbled a couple times there, and you cannot see it in the gimbal. I was really impressed with how smooth it was. Now going around the playground equipment here, I was moving pretty quickly. Wasn't watching my footwork at all, and there is some up and down motion on this shot. Similar here, a little bit smoother though. And here I'm walking over some really uneven ground, and the gimbal does show a little bit of the up and down motion. Footage along here is fairly smooth. And then the slides, I was actually almost running towards it. The last shot I boomed up like a jib from the ground to about 6 feet. Now here I just wanted to show what you can do with this footage. So here's right out of the camera. And then here's a quick color grade using our LUT packs. Used the Walk of Fame LUT in Adobe Premiere Pro and Lumetri Color. And here's the final shot, color graded, stabilized, and I put a letterbox on it. here's the tree shot with the original look, and then the color grade. And then color graded, stabilized with warp stabilizer and a letterbox. The stabilizer couldn't quite get the bounce out, but it looks pretty good. Stabilizers still have a tough time getting up-down motion out from gimbals. And then one last one here, the original. Color graded. And then color graded, stabilized, and letterboxed. To get the best quality video, you really need to use FiLMiC Pro. The video quality out of the Movi app is not great. I'm not going to get too much into using FiLMiC Pro in this video. I just wanted to show a sample, and this is almost like a preview of what's coming in the next video, the full detailed review. So I set up the gimbal using the Movi app, then I launched FiLMiC Pro and used it to capture the video. This was captured at about 130 megabits per second versus 25 megabits per second out of the Movi app. And here's the same thing color graded. And now back to the log just to show the difference. FiLMiC Pro log version 2 isn't near as desaturated or flat as the previous log. And then here's the final shot, letterbox, stabilized, and color graded. And right here, this almost looks like drone footage. I was really impressed with how well this all worked together. Very smooth, very cinematic. I think this is the way to go if you want higher quality footage using this setup. So my first impressions of this gimbal are it is by far the easiest gimbal to use to get smooth footage right out of the box. You can get similar results with other gimbals, but not as quickly and not as easily. Second thing is you don't want to use the app for recording video if you don't have to. The app has some neat features in it, but the quality of the video just is not the same as it is coming out of FiLMiC Pro. This gimbal is a premium product. It feels expensive, and it is kind of expensive. A lot of gimbals feel kind of cheap or plasticky, like they're gonna fall apart. This one does not. This feels like it's built to last. So again, stay tuned for the full review coming soon, and in the meantime, thank you very much for watching this. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you guys in the next video.